Welcome to the British Grand Prix 2013. This is a 25% race. I'm in the Williams and we're about to go off to the grid. Forecast for today's race is not too bad. No chance of rain. Should be just a bit of sun and a bit of cloud. Makes a change. So, good race on the cards. Starting quite high up the grid. Back the way, not at the front. 15th. So, see how many places I can take from the start and then try to hold on. Starting on the slower of the two tyres. So, longer stint and then see what I can do after that. And that's us away now. Heading into the first corner. Don't have to brake too much into the first corner, just try to avoid all the other cars. Quickly into the 14th there. Not too bad. Again, try to avoid any incidents into the second corner here. I have to admit my my knowledge of names of Silverstone isn't perfect, so chances are I'll get either a few wrong or I'll just forget to mention them entirely. Either way, I'm now up into 7th position, which is not bad for Williams. Try and get as much as I can, giving Webber a wee bash there, but both of us came through okay in the end. Not too bad. Past the old pit complex there on the right hand side. Built that fancy new wing that's on the other side of the circuit now. So the old pit complex is generally used for support races or nothing at all, depending on what they have. Through the Maggots and Becketts and all that sort of thing down there. Down Hanger Straight, this is one I do know. This front 6 cars are starting to get away from me a bit here, not the easiest thing to keep up with them. Legend difficulty. I do have, however, automatic gearing, traction control and ABS on, mostly just because I'm lazy, but either way it should be a good race. Williams of course are a British team, so seemed correct to choose a British team for the British Grand Prix. Being followed closely by Schumacher there. Schumacher has of course won 3 British Grand Prix in his long career. Not got much chance of improving on that stat, I wouldn't have thought, since he's not actually in Formula 1 anymore, but you never know. Third stint, doubtful, but you never know. Again, Schumacher looking to poke his nose up, but it didn't quite work out for him. This is down Club corner here, down towards Abbey. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone. And from here, this is the new infield section that was added in a few years ago, replacing the old kind of section of Silverstone that took you round Bridge and Priory. And this is where it rejoins the old layout of the track here. That changed the amount of laps. I think it slightly lengthened the circuit of Silverstone, adding that infield section. So currently the track as it is nowadays is 5.9 kilometers long, which translates to 3.66 miles. A typical Silverstone race lasts for 52 laps and covers a race distance of 306 kilometres. So a decent enough length of track, and I think it's always one that the drivers seem to quite enjoy. A lot of fast flowing corners, and it's a good fast circuit. One of the faster circuits throttle wise. The amount of throttle that's used is quite high, and so generally it's quite good fun. And there's quite a few passing opportunities as well, which is always good. And with the weather thrown in as well, you usually get quite a decent race. So hopeful. I'm recording this on the Friday, so I'm not entirely certain about anything that's going to happen this weekend. I've seen the practices. I saw first practice today was rain, so not really much happened, and the second practice was a bit more action. Started on the intermediates, moved to the slicks fairly soon after. Massa managed to crash his car, so Ferrari didn't get too much lap times, but other than that it was not too bad. Last year, obviously a lot of rain. Qualifying was in the heavy rain, and then they had to cancel it. Well, they didn't cancel it, they red flagged it for about an hour and a half. In the end, Alonso came out on top. He got the pole position with a 1 minute 51, which was obviously in full wet. So quite, a bit slower certainly. In the race, the fastest lap was by Raikkonen at 1:34, so there's quite a difference, as you can see. The winner of the race though was Webber, as for the second time in 3 years. So this year, I don't know. I'd like to see a British person win it, and then that would probably have to be Hamilton, since the other guys are not in a position really of a serious challenge, you'd think, but you never know. Chances are, I don't know, you'd have to look probably at the Red Bulls again, I suppose, but never know. Ferrari could be up there as well. I'd like to see Mercedes win it. I quite like Mercedes, but I have to wait and see really. Depends who comes out on top in the pole position, I suppose. Although, I mean, it's not as important as it is somewhere like Monaco, but it's always a good indicator. Back on track here, I'm still in 7th position, still being followed by Schumacher, and still losing some time to the cars in front. Just holding on these slower tyres and try not to make any stupid mistakes, and see where I can come out after that. So they'll all be pitting fairly soon, I'd imagine. Generally around lap 6, I think, lap 5, lap 6, so should be pretty much now, in which case I'll then have to really try and push on and make a lot of time up. You've probably noticed, but I'm driving as Bruno Senna, who's no longer actually in Formula 1, but even so, I felt like driving as Senna over Maldonado. But yeah, car's starting to get a wee bit lighter, a wee bit easier to handle now, which is always nice, especially on Silverstone. Continuing with the random pieces of information, I suppose. The British Grand Prix, first held in 1926, and has since been held 67 times. The most wins is held jointly by Jim Clark and Alain Prost, both with 5. Nigel Mansell has 4. And then there's a few drivers on 3, Michael Schumacher, I think it's Brabham, and somebody else who I've forgotten, so that's a bit awkward. Either way. And then you've got guys who've won it twice, Coulthard, Jackie Stewart, etc. Lots of people have won it twice. I think, has Vettel won it twice, or has he won it once? I don't know. Either way. So yeah, quite a lot of famous names have won it a fair few times anyway. So it's not too bad. Looking forward to the race this weekend though. It seems like a while since the last Formula 1 race in Canada. Talking of Canada, I didn't actually put a Grand Prix weekend video up for Canada. I did actually do the video, so to speak, but I didn't put it up, so I should probably put that up at some point. So yeah, at the time I didn't think it was that interesting, so I didn't know if I'd bother putting it up, but even you probably should. so that might go up when there's our next break in Formula 1. As you can see on the track, there's a massive amount of issues going on there. Went wide, went into the grass, then hit the Sauber, and so yeah, lost a bit of time, broke someone's front wing. Not ideal considering a lot of the field's pitted, so I'm trying to make up a lot of time so I can leap them in the pit stop phase, but at least I managed to hold it together and get on fairly quickly and not lose a front wing. I've still got a few laps, I think I'm pitting in lap 9, so I've still got a few more laps to go, so hopefully we won't screw it up anymore. Really need that every second counts when you're doing this kind of strategy. So that's me up into P1 now, as everyone else is pitted. So it's very much a case of push on, push fast, and don't look behind because there's no one there.
We might need to think about moving to fuel mix mode 2 in the next few laps.
Once again past the old pit complex, down to Cops, and then up towards Maggots. This Maggots here, and then you've got Beckett's. Then as you come out here you've got Chapel, just here. Then you end up down the Hangar State towards Stowe Corner. This is Stowe just here. Always a good corner to when you just get it just right, get some good time up in it. Of course, the Hangar State was the scene of the famous overtake by Mansell on, who was it? I can't remember, Prost or Senna, one of the other. I'm doing this late at night, I'm tired, I keep forgetting things. I can only apologise. But yeah, so it's sparks were flying, and yeah, I'm sure you've all seen it. If not, I'm pretty sure BBC had it on just the other day on, I think it was Murray Walker's Memories or something. So it's easy enough to find. 16 seconds the gap from Rosberg in P2. Not sure that's going to be enough for the pit stop. So I certainly won't come out in P1. If I hadn't lost that time, I might have maybe been coming out closer to him, but don't know. Just have to wait and see where I come out. Graphics still saying that I'll come out in P1, but I don't think that can be right. So 16 seconds not enough for a pit stop. This is the lovely flowing section. This always lovely when you get it right in a good car setup. Time for the pit stop. Tyres aren't that worn, but I suppose have to pit eventually. Change the fuel to lean as I enter the pit. Try and save any fuel that I can, and then in we go. It's quite a long pit lane this one, and then you go past all the windows here, all the people looking at you and all sorts. Quite a nice pit complex now, this new pit area. Doesn't quite compare to the things you get in some of the places, Abu Dhabi, China and whatnot, but even so, it's still quite fancy. Does the job. Too much fanciness isn't really that important. It's more about the track, more about the spectacle of the race, I think, than the spectacle of some flashing lights around their track or whatever. Well, I've come out in P9, so that's not really great because I've lost a couple of positions, which is probably about right considering that pretty dodgy trip over the grass that I took a few laps back. Even so, new tyres, faster tyres, so I should be able to catch Schumacher and hopefully try and push on to catch a few others. I've got 4 laps to do it, so it should be quite interesting. Always difficult to get that corner quite right on the game, I find. That's dodgy, cutting that across the grass there, and again, not going to be helpful. Still one of my preferred circuits, Silverstone, on this game, I think. It just has a nice flow to it, and it's a nice, fun, enjoyable track to do. Not to say that I don't enjoy other tracks though. I mean, Monza's my personal favourite. I quite enjoy Monaco as well, and those kind of tracks I will drive quite a few times. Hungary's quite good fun when you get it right as well. But yeah, I quite often start to play Silverstone for a race. Not sure what everyone else's feelings on it is, but got the DRS here against Schumacher down the straight. It's now 2 DRS zones in 2013. In 2012 there was only this one here. Pardon me. So that should obviously help overtaking. Got a purple sector there, so it's not too bad. Catching Schumacher pretty quickly, certainly on the quicker tyre. This isn't going to be the easiest place to overtake. If you can't do it on the outside, try and cut back, still not got the acceleration, keeping my curves for later. Chances are, yeah, he's holding me up now through these corners, cutting across the grass. Yeah, illegal overtake, so we have to slow down and hand that back and try not to lose any more places. That's a bit of a nightmare, but it was a bit of a rubbish attempt at a move anyway, so. Now being overtaken by Massa as well. Have to try and some close wheel to wheel action there. Almost took him out. Have to try and take him over. Dive down his inside, don't waste any time. Safely done. Dangerous, but managed it. Worked quite well in the end. Got to catch Schumacher again.
We've only got a few laps left to pass this guy, so if you're going to do it, it needs to be soon.
Hopefully get DRS here, help me catch him up a bit. I'm not sure if I was within 1 second or not. I'm sure we'll learn now. Yep, was, that's good. Always useful to get DRS at this when you're trying to catch somebody, even if you can't overtake them with it at a time. But definitely got a lot of speed. That's a lot of carbon fibre there. Somebody's been smashing into each other. Was it maybe the Lotus and the Red Bull? I don't know, I'm not really sure. Either way, that was an easy overtake. I think Grosjean certainly looks like he'd lost his wing. Trying to take Schumacher too. Yeah, got him. Beautiful. Not letting him hold me up in this section next time. Now I've got to try and catch Webber. Fuel's not looking too great, -1 lap. I'll have to put it down to lean for a bit. That's not going to help my chasing of Webber and whatnot, but I don't want to run out of fuel before the end. That would be rubbish. There's a train of cars there. Oh, losing the rear. Took too much curb. There's always a danger in that corner. Again, not helpful. Back on. Fuel's looking good again, put it back to standard, which is well, she'll obviously help. Must be right on the edge. Webber's gone off and slow in that corner. What's he up to? Letting his teammate through or something? Nah, I don't think so, but I don't know what he was up to. Either way, I've got DRS and I've passed him up to 6th. Not bad. Try and catch Vettel now. Closing massively. What? Mental. What was he doing there? I made the corner perfectly fine, and yet Vettel seemed to brake massively early. Weird. I don't know what was going on there. But either way, I'll take it. P5, not too bad. Started P15, remember, so up 10 places, not too terrible. 1 lap and a bit left. Quite a gap to Raikkonen ahead, a couple of seconds I think, so not sure I'll manage to capture P4, but even so, have to be fairly pleased with P5, I suppose. I mean, it could have been better if I didn't spin off, but even so, well, I didn't spin off, but I took a tip on the grass. Start the final lap. Going into the infield section for the last time through Arena and whatnot. This is Arena here, this corner, this area of the track. Up the long straight now, up towards Brooklands. You'll see the Brooklands banner on the right hand side up here in the grandstand. Just to confirm that I am in the correct place on the track. Then through Luffield and then Woodcote. And then quickly heading down the old start finish straight towards Copse. Just here, there's Copse. Maggots, Beckett's Chapel next. Managed to teach myself the corners during this. Oh well, that's useful for the race this Sunday coming. And then coming down to Stowe here, down the higher straight. So I've not been able to catch Lycanen, which is a pity, but either way, P5 I'm quite happy with. Fuel's looking a bit iffy, hopefully he won't run out before the line. Only got one corner really left, a couple of wee sections, so shouldn't be a big deal anyway. And there goes the fuel there. Just ran out right on the last corner. Not too bad. So yeah, fastest lap set was 1:35. That was not quite comparable to last year's fastest lap by Lycanen over 1:34.6, but not too far off.
Congratulations, 5th place.
One of the faster laps actually set by anyone in this race. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the race. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. I'll be trying to do one of these every race. And enjoy Sunday's race. Thank you.